This is ITERA 2019, a huge adventure across Scotland. Teams are out for 4-5 days. It's a classic tour of all the most amazing parts of the Highlands of Scotland. It's a coast to coast not once, but a second time. They come back through again. They're paddling on both sides of the country and mountain ranges between. The classics, you know, the Five Sisters of Kintail, Leargach, Anchelach, the absolute Scottish classics. It's going to be tough. It's nearly 600 kilometres, it's 13,000 metres of climb over the week. This is going to be a big adventure.
Welcome to the ITERA. This is the Dunrobin Castle, which is a spectacular setting for the start of the ITERA in 2019. Now set off on the kayaks and they're paddling down the east coast of Scotland down to Glenmorangie.
The lead teams will be going very fast. Number one, they'd like to drop their followers because once you're out of sight and out of mind, it's much easier for a team to keep gaining time. And they also probably want to make the most of this good weather. So I think the top teams are probably trying to make really good time right now.
We need to see your strobing camera. Now, please.
Now?
Now.
It's trouble, hey, hey! Good for the trouble.
We've got teams from around the world have come to this race. It's part of the Adventure Racing World Series, and what that's meant is that the quality of the teams that have turned up here is truly impressive. We've got 2 of the top 10 teams in the whole world that are here racing in Scotland.
Just the scenery is just something which it's never really been experienced on a race. I can't think of another adventure race or an event of this type which have gone through that area. I mean, a spectacular bit of coastlines, west coast of Scotland through the Summer Isles, which has got a real status in terms of paddling. The real dynamic here on this event is that they really don't want to stop during the daylight. so they want to stop and kip when it's dark. In the daylight it would be literally a nap of 10-20 minutes to keep going. I've seen many a team where somebody's really desperately needed a nap, they've let them go to sleep and they've given them a shake like literally a couple of minutes later and told them they've been asleep for half an hour, and they've got up and they carried on running. What could almost be 24 hours, probably more like 16-17 hours trek through what's called Fisherfield Forest, which is a bit of a misnomer for the poor foreign teams because there's not much of a forest, but it's an amazing part of wilderness. It contains two of the remotest Munros in Scotland, and so it's quite an impressive place and an amazing place to be.
Teams are becoming increasingly acquainted here with the fearsome Scottish wildlife in the form of the Highland midge, particularly the Torridon midge. These guys, these bad boys, are the worst of the lot. They're aggressive, they can eat through concrete, I think. It's a fantastic, wild place.
Just some absolutely stunning scenery. That's wildlife. Yeah. A good mix of emotions for the day.
18 hours paddling and portaging. 18 hours. It's absolutely destroyed us. But we got there and we made the cut-off for this. So.
It's about keeping going, it's about being tough, it's about putting one foot in front of the other and keeping moving. It's about that motivation, and it's about the willpower, it's about the positivity. That's the stuff that's going to get them through the rest of this race.
I say, I love you, Maria.
What follows is mountain biking through the beautiful Applecross Peninsula and across what some people describe as the best 7 kilometres of single track in Scotland. Fantastic tour of Applecross, and then through the Bealach for the athletes now.
Even better, it's adventure racing at its finest.
As it gets harder and harder and harder are those team skills, looking after each other.
That's the hikey top.
Oh, leopard.
It's been pretty dramatic in the final stages of the race.
Bonjour! Hello! Hello, everybody!
Climb 4.5 days. Despite all of that, this has kind of come down to a sprint finish. There are like hours, if not minutes, between teams in the top three. It's a proper tight race.
Finish a race like this in the middle of tourists. It's amazing.